Hey horror movie fans, I'm Dr. Will Carver, coroner out of Bloomington, Indiana, and this is Dr. Carver's Auteur Autopsy. Today we're going to be talking about Happy Death Day, which hasn't even opened yet. How cool is that? Tis the season for studios to give us horror they've been sitting on for months, in hopes that the holiday will get people in the seats to watch teens getting sliced and diced. With cinemas saturated with trash, it rarely works. It seems like the better movies, or ones that are expected to be more commercially successful, movies like Mother or the 12th Annabelle movie, are usually out by late summer, leaving October with the bottom of the barrel. Despite conventional reasoning here, this movie fucking rocked. So I got a sneak peek of this movie last week, watching it in the Indiana Memorial Union with undergrads here at IU in good old Bloomington, Indiana. The sound was terrible. I sat a mile from the screen. The decline in the front of the theater was negligent, so I had to bob around to see around the guy in front of me. And when everything happened, there was a girl in the front row who yelled one-liners. There was a person in the back of me who was hocking up a lung the whole time. And there were these anti-piracy people walking up and down the aisles to make sure people weren't filming on their cell phones and so forth. So all in all, it was a pretty terrible movie-going experience, but I still had a good one, as this was the greatest movie of all time. So now for the goods. There's a really cool concept, a couple of good jump scares here and there. The kills aren't all that gory or great, but a couple of them lead to some pretty cool images. It's pretty funny at times. The killer's mask, a baby face with one giant tooth, the school's mascot, is disturbing, terrifying, and absurd. Now for the bads. Maybe a little bit predictable, definitely some loose ends they didn't tie up there, and the characters are pretty one-dimensional. So let's get into it. Happy Death Day features a sorority girl. From the trailer they made it look like she was 30. Gelbman. She is played by Jessica Rothe, who is Emma Stone's roommate in La La Land. She relives the same day, her birthday, over and over again, which always ends with her murder. The moment she dies ultimately sends her back to the start of the day, where she wakes up in a freshman's dorm room after a night of heavy drinking. To break the cycle, she must figure out who her murderer is and survive to the next day. The concept was cool enough that I had to ask why nobody had thought of anything like this before. Apparently, the film had been floating around Hollywood for over a decade, and at one point almost got made with Megan Fox as the star. This was around the Jennifer Body days, circa 2008-9-ish, but that fell through, and here we are. While most of these deaths are pretty straightforward stabbings, one with the shards of a glass water bomb, immolation, getting hit by a bus, and so forth, one of them leads to my favorite image from the movie. In the death where she is hit in the head with a baseball bat, the momentum from the bat takes her off her feet and down to the ground. As she starts the fall, her surroundings start to change from the crime scene to the dorm room, with her head coming to rest on the pillow. It's a pretty cool scene. Of course, they don't really explain any of why this is happening. My male movie-going companion was sort of irritated by this, but I appreciated that they didn't try to explain it. I was thinking there might be some sort of supernatural element to this, but that theory turned out to be wrong. But yeah, just roll with it when it comes to weirdness like this. So I'm not sure if I'd call the ending predictable. There are so many red herrings that I wasn't definitively like, this is who the killer is. But one of the things I suspected may have been going on was indeed ultimately what happened. And I'm usually not very good at predicting stuff like that. But take that with a grain of salt, because a lot of people said that they didn't see it coming. All in all, the movie was pretty solid, but I probably won't remember watching it a year from now. And also, I won't be recommending it incessantly like I do with the movie Detention, for example. So that was Happy Death Day. Check it out when it comes out on Friday the 13th here, and let me know what you think. Slight change of plans for this week. Since it's Friday the 13th, I'll be watching Friday the 13th this week. That being the case, I'm going to kick Intruder down the road a little bit. till after Halloween, since it's not a Halloween movie in any sense of the word. Until next time, this is Dr. Carver signing off.